Hello my boys, good morning. In this beautiful video I will teach you how to sustain your waystones so you drop higher tiers. So you don't have to buy them from the trade website. This is an important video with all the tricks and tips that I found out in this game. So let's jump into it. First we need to talk about the irradiate modifier. In your maps, when you're clearing rares, you will drop these things, which is a precursor tablet. Maps in rage are irradiated. And I will explain what that means. As you can see, I have multiple ones. 8 maps. Let's try this one. I like to juice them because it will give you extra benefits. Then you will apply this precursor in a tower that you have unlocked. For example, this one I have unlocked. Let's put the tablet. This is essential. I will explain you why. Good. So now we apply the irradiate debuff. So we have maps with corruption. This is the icon for corruption. And we have maps with irradiation. Why is this so important? Let me demonstrate. So I'm going to take some maps I have here. Let's take an easy example. Tier 3, it's fine. I have here some maps and let's put them and to showcase something. If we put in the normal slot, for example here, I will put a tier 3 map. It says here, master level 67. Yeah? Look what happens if I put it in a map with irradiation. It says master level 68. So everything got 1 tier higher. This can help for dropping higher tier waystones. It's important. Let's demonstrate for the corruption now. It's similar. So if you have a corruption somewhere, you'll just put here the map and will get 1 tier higher. So it's more likely that you will drop now tier 4 waystones just because the area level is higher. Yeah, this is a good tip. So if you want to sustain your waystones and you're struggling, consider putting this irradiation tablet in the towers and you do that. Yeah. If you have corruption plus irradiation, then the master area will be actually 69, which is very porno area level. Let's put it here. So unload 68, you'll have 69 because we have corruption and irradiation here. So this is the great tip. Now another thing that I need to tell you about, let's take the map because I forgot. You actually have this bench, reforging bench. And when you have duplicates, you can just put them here. But for some reason the game decided to bug out, no problem, we take another one. And you put it manually then, we put it like this. And when you have 3 of the same tiers, you can reforge it 1 tier higher. Now we got tier 4. This is a trick that a lot of guys don't know. If you don't know how to put this reforging bench inside your hideout, do not worry. You open here, you go to decorations, and you put here reforging. And you'll have here in the utility. And you put it, you place it somewhere in your bench, but this is how you access it. Yeah, after you complete placing it down, because you can move it around. You click edit and you move it around where you want, you cancel this and you close it. And this will help you to upgrade your maps. Yeah, for example, let's do it now because it's really useful. Here I have tier 11, then I want to run only high tiers. I will put it here, 11, 11, 11. This is also useful if you have a map after you juice it with bad modifiers. Let's say you juice it and it gets something bad. Now, here was not the case. Maybe you get something bad. You can just reforge it and you lose that modifier. You get a new one. Yeah. So keep those maps and reforge them, even if they have bad modifiers. It's a great tip. My boys, another thing that you need to know is that DEADYE sells maps. You go here, buy and sell, and he sells maps. Always it will sell tier 1. So he will always have tier 1, you see, infinite. And he also sells higher tiers, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will help you to get started once you get to mapping. After you level up, he will refresh and he will sell you new ones. This you can buy. Will help you with the sustain. My boys, now let's talk about the juicy thing, which is the Atlas 3, and how I progressed it myself, and maybe you want to take a look. So when I reached the mapping phase, I went for this node that gives you straight away 10% chance to be 1 tier higher. You see, here I went for everything here. And then I progressed here for more loot. I went with rare monsters, then I hit additional modifiers. But the important thing that you need to understand, you also have this node here. So waystones have 20% chance to be higher. You will take it later, especially to sustain waystone 14 and 15. So you want to take this here, you also want to take this here, which is important. My boys, not to mention that you can buy them directly from the trade website. Let me demonstrate. So if you go to POE trade here, you can buy them directly. The moment you cannot bulk buy them, for some reason they are working on it, usually you can buy them from here. You waystone and tablets and you put here the currency that you have. Let's see exalted orbs. Let's tier 15 here. Whoop, we have tier 16. It doesn't work for the moment. That's why you'll need to buy it like this. You'll put just here waystone and you buy the tier that you need. For example, if you need more tier, I don't know, 10, you put waystone 10 and you search. And here is a tip. When you whisper these guys, you can do two things. First of all, you ask, do you have more? Maybe you need 4. Give me 4. And if it's lower than Waystone 10, because everyone has those, you can actually ask for a lower price, because most of the times they will give. For example, I will give you 5 Exalted Orbs for 7 maps. This is an example. Most guys will agree, yeah? But don't do this for the higher tiers. For example, Waystone 15, you put it here. Don't do this for this. Oh, it dropped in price, what do you know? This was 3 Exalted Orbs yesterday. Oh. It dropped up pretty fast. Means that more people reach the end game. Yeah. And one more thing that I need to mention, because you might not know, you can enable here the trade whispers, and you can buy here your maps, or you can even sell them. So if you have Waystones that you want to sell, you can just write here, but make a good price so people actually want to buy it. And you can swap the channels like this: trade 2, trade 3. Usually in POEGuy 1, for example, trade 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the best channels, and use just this. Why I don't use trade 1? Because trade 1 usually tends to be spammed a lot. But this is POEGuy 2, so let's use also trade 1. Yeah? And you have this open, and you see if someone is selling Waystones, or you can buy them yourself. My boys, I have one more tip for you. Let's say you're lacking Waystone 10, and you need to get more. What I did in my progression, you can apply this trick too if you want. So instead of buying Waystone 10 directly, I was actually buying 1 tier higher, or 12. So tier 11, 12. They had the same price, because running tier 11 is more likely to give you Waystone tier 10. Yeah, that's why the idea. And I was running tier 11, and I was getting multiple tier 10 that I could run. For example, if you run Waystone tier 10, you will drop most of the times tier 9 or lower. But if you run a higher tier, for example 11 or 12, you can get duplicates of tier 10. You can use this slide trick in order to progress your Atlas faster. And now one more thing here, because I actually found an area that's interesting. It's at the top here. We have, as you can see, irradiation and corruption. And I'll show it in practice how it works. For example, let's take this area, and I will put a tier 14 map. You'll notice area level 78. Now, let's say I'm out of tier 15 and 14, and I don't want to buy them from the trade website. You can find this area with irradiation and corruption, and you put a tier 12. You see, it has the same area level now as a tier 14. So when I'm running this map, I have more chances of dropping a tier 14 map. Yeah, so this is actually quite good. So don't throw away these irradiation tablets, because I've seen some nonsense in the chat that these are useless. No, they are very good, especially for progressing and sustaining your tier 15 and 14. My boys, my throat started to hurt because I talked a lot today, but we also need to talk about bosses. So this map with this icon means that we have a boss. Keep in mind, you also have the history here that shows you clearly which icon what represents. So when you're killing the boss, it will most of the times drop you a higher tier Waystone. So let's say, if this is an example, if I run tier 11, I can drop tier 12, tier 13, even tier 14, yeah, because it has a map boss. So doing bosses in this game actually is rewarding for the Waystone sustain. So you can get your Waystone this way. You focus on bosses. And that's about it. I'll go take a nap because I talked a lot. I hope this video was interesting and useful.